That's right. Well, tell us about the Restore the Republic community and the types of people that are supporting the work.
Well, Restore the Republic itself is it's really it's a beautiful thing to be a part of, especially the social networking aspect. The new domain we just acquired is rtr.org, and what it is it's a social network, very much like Facebook, but it's different in the sense because you can actually talk about politics and the issues of the day, and people will actually respond to you. Whereas, if you try and do that on your personal Facebook page, most people will, your friends won't even comment because, for whatever reason. So we've created an environment where it's safe to share your political ideals, get the reinforcement you need from other people in our network. But that's only one small part of Restore the Republic. There's also groups that are organizing for action, groups that hold conference calls, groups that go out and have events of their own. It's really the truth of the matter is that RTR is a organic grassroots website where either you can join us in a national initiative to end the Federal Reserve or raise awareness about the income tax, or you can just go off on your own, start your own group, and take action. So it's like there's two parts to it. You can be totally on your own, or you can join us and help us achieve our efforts. The other really cool aspect of Restore the Republic, rtr.org, is that because it's social networking style, you can connect your RTR profile with your Facebook account, or with your MySpace, or your Yahoo, or any LinkedIn account, whatever social networking account you have, whether it's Twitter, whatever it may be. And then when you update your status at RTR, it will auto-publish to all those social networks. So RTR becomes a hub for all of your social networking outreach activities. So update your status, it auto-publishes. And if you create a group, then it'll auto-publish that information to the other social networks. Say, hey, James just formed a group, or James just created an event, or James just recorded his latest show, and you upload that to your RTR profile, and once it's published to that status bar, it'll once again publish out to all the social networks. So, like I said, RTR is very powerful in the sense that it can become your central hub for all of your political outreach activities.
Well, it certainly is a powerful tool, and I know many people are taking advantage of it. And I understand there's about 500 online members at any one time.
Well, right now we've been watching this growth take place. There a couple of weeks ago it was 500. Now there's over 800 people online right now who are, they're actively blogging, uploading photos, creating groups and events, and communicating with each other and connecting with each other. I think that's one of the main things we want people to do, because I know when I learned about these things so many years ago, I was alone, I was isolated, I was afraid, and I didn't know where to go. I didn't find that there was an appropriate outreach or an appropriate group for me to go to communicate and share my political feelings with. So one of the things I've always wanted to do is to be able to create a place where an individual like myself would have never had that problem again. And that's what rtr.org helps people accomplish.
Well, I think your online membership figures show that there is an explosion going on in truth and liberty, and people who are thirsting for this information. Tell us from your own perspective about the waking up of the American public that you've seen in your own experience.
Well, if RTR is any barometer to what is taking place in the country, then definitely there is an explosion of awakening. Like I said, I can see statistically, how many people are joining the site, how many people are visiting the site regularly. So it's honestly, it is an upward trend. But then you also see these other political movements that are afoot in America, like, a great example is the Tea Party movement, regularly in the headlines. And, people are upset. They know that something is wrong. They want to take action. They see the Tea Party as an outlet. And And one reason you know that the Tea Party is onto something is when you have established political organizations, established political parties go in and try to infiltrate and take over those pure grassroots efforts. You see them being attacked by different mainstream media outlets, or you see other media outlets try to glob onto them and claim them for themselves. The fact of the matter is that Restore the Republic, along with the Ron Paul revolution that took place in 2008, RTR was really before the Ron Paul revolution. All these different things have played and morphed into what we're seeing now as a political movement, I believe, in the Tea Party. It's sort of this gradual evolution. And it's only going to grow. It's going to get even bigger and better with the next presidential campaign cycle. I mean, I'm hoping that Ron Paul will throw his hat in the ring. The Ron Paul revolution was a great thing, and I think the Tea Party movement's great, and it's only going to get better.
Well, I share your optimism, and I too see just an explosion in the number of people who are looking for this information and are looking to get active with the information, which is perhaps the most important step. So I guess the logical final question is, what's next for Gary Franchi and Restore the Republic?
Well, right now we've just got to make sure that we can accommodate the growth. We are grassroots. We do rely on donations. And because we're growing so fast, it's very difficult to keep up with that growth. We have to keep adding more server space. We have to keep adding more people to the roles to assist us. And that's probably the hardest thing, is keeping up with the growth with really a bare bones budget. But like I said, with our supporters out there who are ensuring that we can get our bills paid, we're gonna work through this. We're gonna make sure that our website stays strong and stays fast and remains that networking hub for the freedom movement. And we're gonna keep pumping out reality reports. We're gonna keep pumping out new documentary films. And we're going to keep doing live broadcasts because we want people to get together, to take action, to restore America on the issues, whether it's end the Fed, whether it's transparent voting, whether it's accountability and transparency in government. These are the things that we need to make sure stay in the frontal lobe of the American people and affect the national dialogue on a daily basis.
Well, that's right, and you're up to so much that I almost completely forgot that you have a new documentary out. Tell us a little bit about that.
We produced a film called, William Lewis is my director. I produced and co-wrote the film with William. The film is called Enemy of the State, Camp FEMA 2, and it's really a carryover from our first film, Camp FEMA, and we break down the trigger mechanisms that could be used as an excuse to implement martial law or roundups of Americans in this country. One of the reasons we really wanted to focus on this is because of the last round of swine flu paranoia that really swept this country, and we saw draconian legislation introduced that would allow for forced vaccinations, forced roundups. So we wanted to dig into that topic and find out as much as we could, and that's just one aspect of Camp FEMA. The other aspect is, as you mentioned very early in this interview about the Southern Poverty Law Center, we wanted to bring them to the foreground because we know how dangerous that they are to America. They're targeting people who are constitutionalists. They're targeting people who just have a desire to see real change happen in this country. And of course, they're targeting me because I'm talking about the continuity of government programs that have been on the books since the 50s. So, we wanted to bring these things to light, and we do that very well in Enemy of the State, Camp FEMA 2.
Absolutely. Well, where's the best place people can go to get a copy of that film?
The website for the documentary film is campfema.com. I believe it's available for, I think, $19.95. You can order it. And we really encourage people to get a copy because, DVD sales is one way that we support our efforts. And then we want people to have home screenings of the film, and we are planning a national screening day in January of next year.
Excellent, exciting stuff. So just on behalf of all the Aaron Russo fans out there, I'd like to thank you for continuing that legacy and continuing to spread the word about this vital information in such an effective and powerful way, and for all the work that you're doing over at Restore the Republic to continue to light the the fire and in the minds of men that will make this this liberty revolution possible. So, Gary Franchi, thank you so much for joining us today on the Corbett Report.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, and you're doing the alternative media. What you're doing is so crucial, to inform Americans, and again, I want to commend you on your efforts as well. Thank you for having me.